Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Eastern Conference Finals begin tonight. The Knicks host the Pacers. 5 p.m. TNT. And Max,
Dynamite.
which is HBO, which is, I don't know, which I sometimes accidentally click on and go, wow, this is a weird broadcast. Oh, I'm on Max.
Different broadcast?
Yeah, it's a different broadcast. Gentlemen, the Knicks are hosting the Pacers in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. During the regular season, the Knicks were 51-31. The Pacers were 50-32. What? Okay. Who is favored?
Okay. I'm going to take, that's what I was, I just saw it on the scroll. So I will take myself out.
Okay. Well, then how about this? Here's how you can play.
Okay.
I will put the number that Chris, the difference between what the line is and what Chris's guess will be. I will put the over-under at 1.
Okay, but that you'd say
1.5. I almost did.
At 1. He's going to do it.
You think he'll go under, so he'll get it exact or within 1?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, who is favored and by how much?
Knicks by 2.5.
Jason just
man, I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
Great poker face, Lady Gaga. Jeez. You were off by 2. The Knicks are favored by 4.5.
I thought he was going to say 5.5.
I honestly did too. I did. I would have picked the under as well. Chris, weirdly disappointed. We had confidence in him for the last time.
Yes.
How did Indiana get here, ladies and gentlemen? Well, when we look at the Knicks and Pacers, the Kings, weirdly enough, had some ownage over them this year.
Did they?
Yeah.
What do you remember about
They were defeated against them. 0 for 4.
They padded their win totals.
And dare I say, everybody focuses on the Detroit game. I actually think Mike Brown's fate was all but sealed after the Pacers game. I think we don't talk about that game enough.
Was that a tie game at half and then just fell off the cliff?
Yes,
if I remember
Tyrese Halliburton basically took a dump on the scorer's table and then he finger painted the whole court.
Yay!
Yay!
But you low-life scumbag, two-faced, narcissistic.
Yeah. Oh, Chris is not.
He's going to be treated well at the Garden.
Yes.
Is there any part of you, like, whatever I'm thinking about the Pacers winning the finals, there is a tiny part of me that, like, let's say I want the Pacers to win the finals 25%.
Wow.
But I don't know, whatever the number is. But I think like a good 5 to 6% of that is just to watch Chris.
That, to me, would be the only reason.
Right? Like, just to watch Chris.
I'm in on the Knicks.
You think I'm going to just break down?
No, I think you're just going to progressively get more pissed off.
Yeah, and I want to see what else you'll play.
Right. The NBA world is just going to descend on Tyrese Halliburton. It'll be just a big, massive love fest.
I don't think I have to worry about that.
The game was tied at the half.
Kings and
Pacers.
What was the second half score? How many did the Kings get? Let's see if we can guess. After you tell us what the Kings got, I want to see how close we can get to the Pacers.
The Kings they scored 4, total or in the second half?
Just the second half. Kings.
43 points.
43 points. I think the Pacers got 69.
Well, if we'd have played the previous game of over-under, you would have been the under. They got 70. 70 to 43 in the second half.
So they lost?
At Golden One Center. Yeah, they lost 122-95. They were outscored. The worst part, they were outscored 35-26 in the third. They were outscored 35-17 in the fourth. 35-17. They were outscored 21 points after already being down 9.
But how did Doug McDermott do?
How did former Pacer
Doug
McDermott do in that game? Well, let's go back, Jason Ross. In 18 minutes, he had 3 points.
That 3 got the building going.
Got them going.
Was that a random start by Jay Crowder?
Jay Crowder. No, Jay Crowder was a DNP.
Oh, that was in the
DNP CD
season.
Did not play Carmichael Dave. DeMar DeRozan, though, let's just put it this way: the Kings lost despite DeMar DeRozan's heroic efforts. He was 1 of 7 with 2 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds in 28 minutes.
By far his worst game.
Domantas Sabonis was
game.
8 of 22,
Ugh.
17 points, 21 rebounds. I mean, okay. 4 assists and a steal. De'Aaron Fox had 23 points on 7 of 19 shooting to lead the team. Keegan, 10 points. Malik Monk, 14 on 6 of 16. The Kings splits were 36, 31, and 76.
Wow, they shot 36%.
Yeah.
Against that defense?
In this economy? And I've always thought it was the Detroit Pistons buried the body, but I think the Pistons killed it.
They committed the murder.
They committed the murder, and I think the Pistons came in and went, okay, or at least the Pacers put the Kings on life support.
Yeah, they got a couple of wounds in.
And then Detroit pulled the plug on them. I think that's probably the right way to say it. And then next thing you know, see you later. Because the Detroit game, that was on a Sunday. Then you had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's when we were saying on this show, if they don't beat Detroit. Now, in retrospect, 114-113 home loss to Detroit is nowhere near as bad as how it looked.
Yeah, but it was the end. I mean,
but it was the end. It was the Fox foul. It was all that. It was also the fact that they had been at home and lost to Denver, twice to the Lakers, then Indiana. So you had the 2 Laker rivalry losses. You had the Halliburton rivalry loss all on your home floor. And then Detroit beat you with that ending, and it was see you later. Remember, Fox did have 26. Why are we reliving it? What am I doing here? What am I? Anyways, so now we get to Indiana, and this is where it gets really, really interesting. How did Indiana arrive in the Eastern Conference Finals?
Yeah.
Well, we know how they got Tyrese Halliburton. Yeah. And as many of you have already said on the text line or the chat, some form of this, the key to Indiana's success was finding a dumb team to trade them Tyrese Halliburton. I've seen all of them. Get it. They draft Benedict Mathurin in the Keegan Murray draft. You were very, very high on him. He's turned out to be a fantastic piece. Andrew Nembhard was a second-round pick by them, pick number 31. They're big. You could honestly point to this. We talked about the Knicks. What if the Pacers don't get Pascal Siakam?
Right.
And the Sacramento Kings open next season at the 4 spot instead of what's his face, Anthony McDaniels?
Oh, yeah.
Who was ever the guy?
Jaden.
Was it Jaden?
Well, yeah.
No,
Jalen and Jaden.
Okay, that's what I always mix up. Yeah, and instead of a seat filler, no offense, well, I guess kind of offense, but nothing personal, at the 4, what if what kind of year did we just have if we had Pascal Siakam?
Right.
The Pacers went out. They held. I think, honestly, an underrated thing for them is they held on to Miles Turner.
Mm-hmm.
All these years when Miles Turner was on the way out, and they held fast. But I think Pascal Siakam, along with a lot of other things, but Pascal, the difference between the Kings and the Pacers that's almost what it is. What kind of a world are we living in if we've got De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis, Pascal Siakam, and I don't know if Monk would still be here. I don't know if Keegan would still be. I don't know. But whatever else you put around them, is Mike Brown still here? Is Mark McNair still here? Are the Kings still in the playoffs?
But he didn't want to come here.
And the thing is, and that's what we don't talk about enough. I know we got a break, but again, going back to my previous points that I've been trying to make that people hate me for doing this. Fox wanted out. The way the Mike Brown thing got handled. Why didn't Siakam want to come here? Why would he want to not come here? So for the beaches of Indianapolis, the warm weather? You're in California. Why didn't he want to come here? In part, I'm sure not all, but in part, I don't know, probably because the Kings' reputation is mud. By the way, Siakam was traded to the Pacers for Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, and 3 first-round picks. That is what you call making a commitment to a move. 3 first-round picks, that's a lot. That's a lot. Think the Pacers regret that move?
No.
Not in at all. Meanwhile, the Kings drafted Devin Carter.
Yeah.
And they played basketball for the team.
Yeah.
And here we are. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot, who's not? Let's go streaking. We'll do it all next.